From the dawn of time, we have asked the same question. Who came before us? Beneath our feet lie the bones of empires long forgotten, cities swallowed by sand, temples crushed by jungle roots, names erased, voices silenced. We stand in the present, staring into the void of the past, and we realize we know almost nothing. Civilizations rose and fell before ours. They charted the stars, carved stone with impossible precision, raised monuments that defy time itself. Yet they left behind only fragments, broken shards, silent ruins, whispers of greatness smothered by centuries of dust. But among the ancient worlds, one stands apart. Egypt. The Egyptians carved their story into eternity. On temple walls and stone stelae, their hieroglyphs shine like voices from the gods. A civilization that spoke across the gulf of millennia with astonishing clarity, in images, in symbols, in words meant to defy time itself. From their records we glimpse their kings and queens, their gods and rituals, their cosmic vision. And in their monuments, pyramids that scrape the heavens, statues that tower above the earth, we see their defiance, their refusal to be forgotten. For centuries, the treasures of ancient Egypt have risen from the sands. Temples buried in the desert, tombs sealed for millennia, papyrus scrolls, golden masks, colossal statues, all found on land, along the life-giving Nile, or scattered across the shores of the Mediterranean. Even beneath the waters of Alexandria, archaeologists have uncovered whole drowned cities, palaces of pharaohs swallowed by the sea, statues of forgotten gods standing in the silent deep. And yet, one sea remains strangely empty. The Red Sea, Egypt's eastern boundary. A body of water they sailed, they fished, they crossed in search of trade, incense, and gold. A highway to the fabled land of Punt, a place so important it was etched into temple walls. The Red Sea was not just a border, it was a gateway. Through its waters, the Egyptians sailed in search of a land they called divine. Punt. The fabled land of Punt was no myth to them, it was a promise. A place of incense and myrrh, of gold and ivory, of exotic beasts unknown to the Nile. A land where sacred trees bled fragrance for the gods themselves. The voyage to Punt was perilous. Ships carved from cedar braved the narrow sea, guided by stars and wind, carrying hopes of treasures that could not be found on Egyptian soil. On the walls of Deir el-Bahari, Queen Hatshepsut immortalized this journey. Fleets crossing the waters, emissaries greeted by strange kings and queens, gifts exchanged beneath the burning sun. And yet, Punt itself remains a mystery. Was it on the Horn of Africa, across the Arabian shore, or somewhere now lost to time and tide? The Egyptians called it the Divine Land. But to us, it is a riddle, a shimmering mirage on the horizon of history, a reminder that even what is remembered can remain unknown. But when we search its depths, we find nothing. No ancient ships, no harbors, no sunken cities, only silence. Is it possible that we have overlooked something? That the Red Sea guards secrets we have yet to uncover? Or is there something more unsettling at play? The Egyptians were master builders, master sailors. They carved entire fleets from cedar. They launched expeditions across seas. Could it be that the traces of their voyages lie buried, too deep, too hidden, or perhaps deliberately erased? The Red Sea is no ordinary sea. It is narrow, fierce, unpredictable. Could its violence have destroyed the evidence of ages past? Or does the absence itself tell us a story of routes abandoned, of mysteries concealed, of truths yet untold? Perhaps our eyes have not looked in the right places. Or perhaps the Red Sea guards its secrets with jealous silence, refusing to yield them until we learn to ask the right questions. And so, the mystery calls to us. The silence of the Red Sea demands an answer. Our expedition has come here with one purpose: to search where no one has searched before. Not for coral, not for fish, not for beauty beneath the waves, but for secrets, for the ghosts of Egypt's lost voyages. On this very deck, under the scorching sun of the Red Sea, our team has gathered. Archaeologists, divers, scientists, men and women bound by the same question: what lies beneath? They come in partnership with the Museum of Archaeology in Cairo. We are armed with the most sophisticated technology, centuries-old records, and the courage to face the unknown. Because here, every dive is a journey into uncertainty. The waters are dazzling, a paradise of reefs, a kaleidoscope of color, life, and motion. But for us, this is not the destination. The coral is only the curtain. Our eyes are fixed on the stage beneath. The seabed. We seek not the living, but the dead. Not the fish, but the wrecks. Not the coral, but the traces of wood, stone, and metal that may still sleep in the darkness below. It is a different kind of exploration. Not the pursuit of beauty, but of memory, of history drowned and forgotten. Our divers know the risks. Currents here are treacherous, visibility can vanish in seconds, and the sea itself is a living force, capable of swallowing both man and machine. Yet still they descend, because they know discovery lies where danger dwells. We sweep the seabed using cutting-edge equipment. Every shadow becomes a possibility. Every mound of sand, every unnatural shape, a potential key to the past. Are we the first to see these waters in this way? Are we about to uncover a piece of history thought forever lost? The answer waits in the deep, and the Red Sea will decide what it reveals. At times, our efforts feel futile. The days pass, dive after dive, and the sea gives us nothing. A glint here, a shimmer there, but only the trivial. Not history, not what we seek. 5 days. 5 days of silence, of scanning, of waiting. Hope begins to fade. Doubt creeps in. Have we come all this way for nothing? And then, it happens. Buried beneath a thin veil of sand, half hidden, something catches the light. Our divers brush it gently. Not coral, not stone. A figurine. A small clay figure, carved with strange precision. Eyes, almond-shaped. A body etched with lines and symbols. It does not look Egyptian. It does not belong here. It looks Vinčan. 7,000 years old. From the banks of the Danube in Serbia. From a land far away. Vinča, over 2,275 kilometers from where we now float on the Red Sea. How could this be? How could an artifact from the heart of the Balkans lie buried in Egyptian waters? The questions strike harder than the discovery itself. Did the Vinčans sail further than we ever imagined? Did ancient trade routes stretch across continents long before history recorded them? Or is this something even stranger, a clue that the stories of human civilization are woven together in ways we have not dared to believe? The figurine lies in the diver's hand. Silent, mysterious, impossible. It should not be here, and yet it is. In that moment, our mission changes. We are no longer searching for Egyptian relics alone. We are standing at the edge of a deeper mystery, one that links rivers of Europe to deserts of Africa, one that binds the forgotten Vinča to the immortal Egypt. Coincidence, accident, or a revelation? The Red Sea, once empty, has spoken at last, and what it whispers may rewrite history. Long before the pyramids rose above the Nile, before Mesopotamia etched laws into stone, another civilization thrived. On the banks of the Danube, in the heart of the Balkans, there stood a culture older than Egypt, older even than Sumer. Vinča. More than 7,000 years ago, people here built sprawling settlements, some larger than the first cities of Mesopotamia. They mastered agriculture, weaving, metallurgy. They organized communities with streets, houses, storage pits, an early blueprint of urban life. But it is what they left behind that astonishes us still. Small clay figurines, thousands of them, scattered across what is today Serbia and beyond. Faces with almond-shaped eyes. Some call them idols, others goddesses. And then there are the symbols. Strange markings etched into pottery, into figurines, into tablets of clay. To some, they are decoration, but to others, they may be something far more profound. A script, a system of writing, older than cuneiform, older than hieroglyphs. The figurines remain, gazing at us across 7 millennia. Silent, mysterious. Vinča is a reminder that civilization is not a straight ascent. It is also a reminder that the cradle of human culture may not rest in one land alone, but in many. Egypt left us hieroglyphs. Sumer left us laws. But Vinča left us riddles, carved in clay, painted on earth, waiting for us to understand. The figurine is lifted from the sea floor with trembling hands. Every grain of sand brushed away reveals more of its strange form. It should not be here, and yet here it is. Now begins the most delicate step to prove its age, to know whether this is truly a voice from the ancient past or some elaborate deception. We send it to the lab. Radiocarbon dating. The process is precise, unforgiving, merciless in its verdict. It will strip away mystery and leave only fact. Days stretch into eternity. Our team waits on board the ship, restless, pacing, arguing in hushed tones. The sea that gave us this enigma now mocks us with its silence. If the figurine is false, then our discovery is nothing more than a cruel joke. But if it is real, then history itself may be forced to bend. The suspense weighs on every breath. Equipment stands idle. Dives are suspended. All eyes are fixed on the coming results.
This figurine is authentic. Yeah. It will change everything. Everything we know about civilization and us.
His words cut through the tension like a blade. The crew listens in stunned silence. For Aziz is no dreamer, no man prone to exaggeration. He is cautious, measured, disciplined. If he believes, then perhaps we are standing on the brink of something extraordinary.
Yes, real. I open a soul kitchen.
Have to check. It's real. Yeah, it's real.
Back on the ship, time slows. Every hour stretches like a day. Every glance at the horizon feels heavy with fate. What will the results reveal? A fraud, a misplaced relic, or a true fragment of Vinča, 7,000 years old, carried across 2,275 kilometers of land and sea, to rest at the bottom of the Red Sea? The answer is near, and when it comes, nothing will ever be the same again. The message arrives. At last, the results of the radiocarbon dating flash across the screen. Numbers, dates, certainty. The figurine is genuine, 7 millennia old, born not in Egypt, not in the Red Sea, but in the ancient heart of Europe. Vinča, the ship erupts with emotion, relief, triumph, disbelief. For days we doubted, we argued, we feared. Now we know what lay buried in the sand was no fraud, no accident. It is real. And yet, the mystery deepens. How did a Vinchan figurine travel more than 2,000 kilometers across mountains, rivers, deserts, and seas to rest here at the bottom of the Red Sea? No chronicle records such a journey. No scroll, no tablet, no inscription. And still, the artifact is here, silent, undeniable. Science has spoken. Authenticity is no longer in question, but meaning remains hidden. The figurine stares back at us with almond-shaped eyes. Eyes that seem to ask, will you ever understand? The results are clear. The figurine is real, but the truth is not. How did it come here? How did a relic from Vinča, a culture that flourished on the banks of the Danube 7,000 years ago, find its grave in the depths of the Red Sea? Our team gathers in the dim light of the ship's cabin. Maps unrolled, timelines sketched, hypotheses whispered like incantations. The first theory is trade. Could there have been ancient routes that carried goods from Europe to the Near East, long before the Silk Road, long before the Phoenicians? The second theory, migration. Perhaps people of Vinča, driven by hunger, flood, or fate, wandered farther than we ever dared to imagine. Could they have sailed rivers southward, through unknown channels, reaching lands where their presence was never recorded? The third theory chills the air. Coincidence, or something more profound? Did civilizations separated by distance and time share a common source, a mother culture long lost that scattered its children across the continents?
This discovery tells us that the story of civilization is not linear, it's entangled. We are only scratching the surface now. So kitchen.
Okay, this changes everything. Dinner, this
The figurine itself remains silent, its almond eyes fixed on eternity, as though it knows the truth but will not reveal it. Outside, the Red Sea crashes against the hull, a reminder of the vastness we have yet to explore. Somewhere beneath those waters may lie the missing pieces, a harbor, a wreck, a trail of artifacts that could connect the impossible dots. But until we find them, the mystery holds. Vinča and Egypt, two worlds apart, and yet somehow here they meet. Coincidence, fate, or a revelation waiting to be unearthed. The silence of the Red Sea has broken, but its secrets have only just begun to speak.